Take me back to the days when things were simple. Riding bikes to the sunset, feeling that warm tingle. No screens to distract us, just the sound of laughter. Making forts in the backyard, chasing after what came after. Oh, the good old days when we play outside. No Wi-Fi, no worries, just a wild ride. Trading baseball cards, listen to the radio. Life was an adventure, don't you know?
Welcome to Offline Daze podcast, where we discuss how awesome life was when people used to use payphones to sell drugs. I'm Ryan Mitchell, and as always, my hilarious co-host.
I'm Coley, and I'm going to teach Ryan how to talk this time. So,
yeah, I'm still learning. So today we have the hilarious Sammy Anzer, who's headlining at Denver Comedy Works on August 12th. Welcome to the show, Sammy. How are you?
Thank you for having me, you guys. I'm so excited to be here. This is so cool. And I do remember drugs being sold at payphones. You took me back already. The nostalgia.
I mean, it was kind of glorious. You know, what was that show that The Wire? Did you ever watch that?
No,
I think that
it's
was
like on my list of shows to see still.
Yeah. I feel like there are still a few payphones that are still like lingering out there, you know, like still there in Baltimore or
Omaha, Nebraska.
Yep.
I saw one in Omaha, Nebraska. It's just
a
there.
Functioning one?
Yeah, totally. It's in the airport.
Dang, that's so cool. Yeah, you always knew when a drug dealer was using the payphone because they either had to use it really urgently, or if you wanted next, they would look at you and be like, leave it alone. And you're like, oh, he's just working. I'm on his phone.
That was his office.
Yeah.
He was telecommuting before it was cool.
Yeah. That was like a pre-Zoom, right?
Yeah.
A pre-Zoom was just you're in that, because you had the payphones like without, but then you had the ones that were in the enclosures.
In the thing, yeah, that was like a pre-Zoom, and now I just sell drugs on Zoom.
I mean, to children. So I mean, it's like I don't think there's a better way to do it, and more of a kind of a positive thing to think about. So that's awesome. So I kind of wanted to start. You recently, I saw this in doing a little research. You recently made your debut at the Apollo, right?
Yeah.
So when was that? What was that like? I mean, that's obviously like a dream for many comedians. So it's like, tell us about that.
It was so cool. It was through this even like cooler opportunity. I got this thing where I was part of this thing called Breakout Comedian of the Year. It was like a contest, and they had like semifinalists fly to LA, and then I cleared the semifinals. And then we did, after that, maybe we did one more round, but one of the rounds was in DC at the Anthem, which seats like 2,400 people, and it was sold out with Dion Cole. And he hosted, so Dion Cole opened for me. And
wow.
And then after that, the guy who books the Apollo, who was there, a few months later, he saw me coming to New York, and he was like, hey, I just really been watching what you've been doing. Do you want to come and perform? And I was like, let me check my schedule.
Clear the schedule. I'm open.
Yeah, and all my friends that I grew up with came out, and my friends, all my boys from Queens, they brought me as a gift. They brought me like Wonder Bread, a loaf of Wonder Bread and peanut butter. Because there was a time when I was like living in New York where like all I was eating was like cheap bread and peanut butter, and they were just like, look, for your last time, like you made it, like you don't need to do this anymore, and it was beautiful.
Oh my God, that's just so. So what was the crowd like there? Was it like surreal, like performing there? Like, I mean, were you like scared shitless? I mean, was it?
Yeah, I mean, you guys know what it's like. Like sometimes, like you get the butterflies still. Like
Yeah.
not on every show because whatever, but sometimes some big show will get you with the butterflies, and that was one of them.
Yeah. Funny enough, we actually just had the first show in Colorado at the Butterfly Pavilion. Have you ever heard of that place?
I love the butterfly pavilion. I've been there multiple times. I pet their tarantula.
Yeah.
Yeah. When Ryan talks about butterflies in his stomach, he was going around and just eating them.
I was eating the butterflies.
It was weird. And we were like, that's not the butterflies we're talking about, Ryan.
Well, I heard that if you eat the Saharian butterfly, you can kind of trip out a little bit. So I was trying to find that specific butterfly to eat so I
You
could
gain its powers if you eat it.
He was like Costco sampling it all around. He was like, oh, that one's yellow. That one looks good.
How'd you guys land that Butterfly Pavilion comedy?
I reached out to them, and they'd been struggling with some adult nights lately, and they thought that this might be something that would work, and ended up being a sold out show, which was great.
Fantastic.
And it was in the butterfly, but like where all the butterflies were. So it was warm for sure, but it was definitely a cool experience to have.
Um,
Have you ever given them the idea of selling alcohol? Because that seems like a good way to get people in there.
So they do sell alcohol at their
what? I was just making that up too.
adult. But they didn't sell alcohol at ours because I don't think you're allowed to have food in the butterfly area. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe the next time we do it, we might do it in their amphitheater or something like that, and then people could actually have alcohol.
Call
me when you guys are doing that one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, it was just interesting, like to just be out in like a nature preserve, like kind of doing some stand up. And I've only been doing stand up for like 4 months, so I'm kind of newer to it. But to have like my first big boy show like at a place like that, and because I'd been doing like breweries and stuff like that and open mics, but I was freaked out at the beginning because the demographic was like half like 65-year-old white people.
Exactly.
I was like, fuck, they're gonna love my jokes, Jesus.
But the butterflies were vibrant, right?
Oh, they were.
Yeah. They have a weird laugh.
They do, yeah.
They always remind me of Metapod and stuff like that. That's what I think of. Like I can't see a cocoon without thinking about Metapod.
I know, right? So where are you touring now? Like, what's your schedule been?
I was in Chicago last week. Then I was in Houston. Now I'm in Austin. Then I fly back to New York. Then my next trip is Colorado. Then there's Montana and Tennessee.
Dang.
So your boy's trying to work. Your boy's here to work.
That's what
awesome.
I'm saying. That is. What is the? I'm curious. What is the Austin scene has blown up since all the big comedians there. Like, what's the vibe in Austin? With some of the comedy clubs compared to like New York and other places that that are more historic flagships.
Okay, I would love to tell you my thoughts on this. Actually, I have some pretty detailed takes on like what Austin comedy is. It's not super funny, but number one, do I have to like censor my language at all?
No.
Okay, and then just so I can clear this up, are you guys like gonna cut pieces of this and it's gonna like go out and stuff like that and like clips or whatever it is?
Well, I mean, we'll probably do a combination of like some clips to put on TikTok and stuff, and then we release like the long form on YouTube and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, kind of all that stuff. So kind of whatever you're kind of comfortable sharing. There's no sensory here. We just say whatever the fuck we want. So.
Okay, cool. Then I'm just gonna say this. All right, so do you guys know the reputation of like Austin comedy?
So here's what I know. I just know that Joe Rogan's there. Like a bunch of his boys there. He's got his flagship whatever there. You maybe get a lot of the people from maybe some people have moved from LA and New York to pursue comedy there versus
Mm-hmm.
some of these other places. That's Coley. You can speak. That's all I know off the top of my head.
I don't know anything about Austin.
Okay, let me tell you then. Let me tell you. All right. So, in the comedy community, Austin has kind of a bad reputation because it's created the Kill Tony. It's created a certain type of comedian, which is like
Okay.
a Kill Tony comedian. And in Kill
Mhm.
Tony, you get 1 minute to do comedy. So it really benefits you to be like a kind of like freak show or say something like crazy offensive and to shock people in order to get their attention in 1 minute.
Interesting.
Now, let me just say, there's a lot of great Austin comedians who don't subscribe to this, are just there to work and just there to do great comedy. I'm not talking about them. There
Okay.
is like a huge chunk of like, I don't know, like 70% of like these new comedians, years 1 to 4 of comedy. And that I call them retard fag whore comedians because anytime they start a joke, it ends in some kind of slur. And it's
Right.
just like, here's the setup of a joke, and then I'm going to say one of these slurs of some kind to get people's attention. So that's what I call them. And it's been kind of
That's funny.
sticking. Like, I was there a couple years ago and I had some Austin friends, and they're like, yeah, ever since you started calling them retard fag whore comedians, like, that's what a bunch of us call them now.
That's hilarious.
So here's my take on why I don't like this part of Austin comedy. Again,
Okay.
there's a whole bunch of great working Austin comedians. I'm just talking about the ones who are like influenced by Kill Tony, trying to get their 15 seconds of fame by saying something like inflammatory. What I noticed, and you guys tell me this, what you noticed in stand-up comedy, is that when you first start comedy, like probably years 1 to 3, you're not good and you kind of make the audience cringe. And that's because you don't know what's funny yet. So you'll say
Right.
something like, "Oh yeah, hey, this one time my dad beat me with a," and then the whole audience is like, "Oh, keep that to yourself. That's not funny. That's for therapy. Like,
Yeah.
don't say that out loud." But you don't know that, and that's not your fault, and you're trying, and that's okay.
Sure.
But you make the audience cringe, and you create this cringe moment because you're sharing something about yourself, and it's like vulnerable, and maybe it's uncomfortable, or whatever it is. And that's what I noticed in Colorado and a lot of other places. But in Austin, something else happens. In Austin, comedians years 1 to 3, they create these cringe moments. But instead of saying something vulnerable about themselves that requires like honesty and vulnerability, they
Mm-hmm.
create cringe moments about other people. So they do pointed cringe. So instead of like me telling you like, oh, I have this embarrassing story and it's awkward, and I'm like, I'm creating a cringe moment for you based about myself, they'll take an opportunity to like use a slur like at someone else's expense. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
And they're just like looking for a vehicle or an avenue to say it. Like they'll be like, yeah, I'm not really, nothing's really crazy with me, but I make sure to like finger a married woman every year just so I can say the word fag. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's the bad reputation of Austin comedy. It is very much there, and again, there's like a whole bunch of great Austin comedians who are just working, just funny people. And like, I think I have like 5 shows on Saturday, maybe another 5 on Friday. So it's like there's a lot of work here, and that's great.
Yeah. And I feel like you said, it's probably just a lot of that Kill Tony kind of influence. Like, I mean, I've seen clips of the show. I'm not like a regular subscriber of it, but there are certain comedians that maybe are birthed from that are pretty
Mm-hmm.
good and whatnot. But and yeah, so that's good because I'd like to make it down there. Me and Coley have talked about trying to like get down there at some point to try to do some shows. But I heard that obviously you're from Denver, right?
New York.
Or you lived in. Did you live in Denver for?
I lived in Denver for like 7 years. Yeah.
Okay, but you're from New York.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. What part of New York?
Queens.
Queens. Okay. So and how old are you?
37.
37. Okay. I'm trying to gauge based off your age who some of your hip hop heroes might have been in the
I
90s.
could tell you. I could tell you, dog. I'll tell you this. I went to the same junior high school as Prodigy from Mob B.
Dang. Shook
That's
ones,
awesome.
baby.
Yeah. So a lot of the queens, like Nas, of course. Like, I grew up
Sure.
in his like backyard. I lived like outside of Queensbridge for like a few years too. Action Bronson's from my neighborhood. Multiple people have seen him in the neighborhood. So like around that way. Um, but growing up, I also really loved Tupac, which is like West Coast. Like, and I wasn't supposed to do that. Like growing up in New York, you were supposed to like Biggie. That was like the
Right.
That's
Right.
right. East Coast, West Coast.
Yeah, it was a classic beef.
Yeah, first off, what is it? Fuck in the click you claim. West Side, when we ride, coming quick with game. You claim to be a
Yeah,
player, but I fucked your
but I
wife.
fucked your wife. Bust on bad boys
What?
for life.
For life, yeah. But I'll tell you, I'm from North Carolina, so East Coast. So I claim like Biggie was my favorite lyrically, but Tupac was like more like the emotion, and like just a different. To me, it's like comparing apples to oranges when people try to say who do who's better. I'm like, I mean they're both good.
They're very different. Yeah.
Who's your favorite Wu-Tang member?
That's a good. I think probably. Damn, if we go about that, like I like Method Man's style, but I probably like Rakim's flow.
Right, right. Yeah. Meth had that classic voice. And I have to go with, and this isn't a favorite all the time, I have to go with ODB for me.
Mm,
Just because he was
yeah,
fucking raw. Oh, baby, I like it
yeah.
raw. Yeah, baby, I like it
Ooh.
raw. Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. 90s hip hop was a golden age, as was 2010.
Yeah.
2010's hip hop was another golden age.
I saw. Speaking of 2010, that's when I saw. That's when I saw Method Man in the Belly Up in Aspen.
Ooh.
That was a
What was
cool
the Belly Up?
concert.
What's the Belly Up?
It's this small little venue that's like, oh gosh, where I don't know honestly, I can't remember where it is, but it's like right at the base of the mountain, and it's just like I think it holds maybe about 100 to 150 people. So like it's pretty small, and so it's like we saw Redmen and Method Men together, and so it was like it was a great concert, and you are like right there, like you're just like right up on the stage, and they're just bouncing around, and yeah, that was probably one of the coolest experiences I've ever had.
So cool.
I mean, I would have to say, in my top 5 hip hop people of all time, I have to put Redman in there personally. Like Redman with his comedy, like he's like a comedic rapper.
No,
You know?
he is.
So to me, that takes a lot more, I don't know, thinking to kind of make your rhymes funny and kind of hardcore at the same time,
Right, right.
It
That's what I love
does.
about Action Bronson too. He has so many rhymes that just like stick in my head because they're like crazy. Like he has this one where he's like, it's something like. Have you guys ever listened to him?
I do, yeah. I don't know as many of his songs, but I feel like I like his style from what
Yeah.
I've heard.
He has this drum where he goes, "Bought my bitch a present, hope I don't spoil it. What is it, baby? Face to face toilets."
Yeah, yeah. It's
This
just
stuff like that cracks me up. Or he has like these surreal rhymes where it's like, "I trained the dolphin to let the slammer off like Dolph Lundgren. That's if your mouth's
oof.
running."
I
So
mean,
he's
that's
talking
like
about how
some
he trained a dolphin to shoot people like Dolph Lundgren from fucking Rocky Balboa.
just the ability to kind of weave those rhymes together, and don't even get me started on like mumble rap these days. Like I can't. I think that's why I kind of jumped off the train a bit, because I kind of didn't enjoy the mumble rap as much because it was less lyrical than the '90s. So
But there's some stuff that's like coming up. But also, I feel like I'm out of the loop too. Where I don't know how old you guys
I'm
are.
so out of the loop.
I'm a little out of the loop.
yeah,
I'm a little out of the loop.
yeah.
my daughter my daughter plays things. I'm like, who is this? And she'll like say a name, and I'll be like, you might as well have just said any word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Little
like Lil
tree
Yachty
trunk.
Dolphin. Yeah, something like that.
That's right.
um,
Small Coke can.
yeah, small Coke can. How about little baby arm? That'd be a good
Little
one right
baby.
there.
There's already 2 rappers named that, actually.
Oh my gosh!
Ah,
Ryan,
shit.
we should do a '90s version of rappers' names versus fake rappers' names,
Yeah, yeah. Could come up with a lot of.
and see if people can come up whether they're true or not.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
I
So
always
kind
wanted
of.
to do this like podcast idea of like I think one of the worst rappers that I listen to is Tyga. Do you guys know Tyga?
I've heard of the name. I think I just all I hear are like dick references from him. So that's.
He's like one of the worst rappers, but I listen to him because his production is always so good. Like
Yeah.
he unfortunately gets on the best beats. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I hate that I have to listen to this song and it's like such a bop. You know what I mean? When you're listening
Yeah.
to something, you're like, these lyrics are so trash.
But you're
But,
like,
like,
it's
But he just has these lyrics that are so bad that I just want to share with people. Where it's like, hey, did a professional rapper say this or not?
Yeah, yeah.
oh,
It's almost like on the Tonight Show they have a segment of who said it, and is it Trump or a cartoon character?
That's so good. Yeah. Yeah.
So kind of
Maybe
circling back.
My next competing podcast, you guys will see.
Uh oh.
Did Tyga say it?
Did Tyga say it? Tyga versus Trump. So what was life like? Circling back to like the offline days concept. How do you remember life before smartphones?
Oh my God, it was so nice. It was so much better in so many ways. I mean, one of the things is like, I feel like we were that last generation of kids to like go to the park for the whole day and just like be gone and be like, oh hey, like come back home when the street lights come on. Like even we did that, and there was no other competing reality. I think that's the hard thing, is that there's always like a competing reality. Like you could open up your phone and you could be like, oh, is someone at some better party, or someone doing something better than me? Let me check what's happening around me. It's like wherever you were at, you were basically at. If you were like, you know, having a snowball fight with the kids across the street or playing a pickup game of basketball, like you were just there. And if you were just bored, just look into space and just be there.
Yeah, it's. Go ahead, Coley.
I was gonna say, I remember, yeah, the basketball thing triggered in my mind because we would have like green belts where it would just be like open space in neighborhoods, and you would just go down there and you would just play there for hours, and you could go home and grab a Capri Sun and then get right back out, because that was the rule. You could be inside. You had to be either inside or outside.
But just the freedom, you know, I feel like the freedom, even though it might not have been safer back then, it felt safer. Now it's safer, but doesn't feel as safe, if that makes sense.
You know what I was thinking about too is like, I remember sometimes like coming home from playing or whatever, just being out and getting caught in the rain and like not minding it at all. But now, because I always have my phone on me, and it's like, you know, you have one of those movie moments where you like look up and you let the rain hit your face and you're like, am I in V for Vendetta? Or like whatever it is. But now it's like, I never get caught in the rain because I'm always like, oh, I have my phone on me, and then my AirPods are this, and they're digital, and I have all these electronics on me where it's like, I don't get caught in the rain anymore. And I was just thinking about how I miss that.
Yeah, it's little moments like that. And I always see this post on Facebook that makes me almost cry. There was one time when you were in childhood where you went out and played with everyone for the last time and didn't even realize it, you know? I'm like,
I think I realized it. That's crazy.
You did?
think I realized it. No, just one. There was one instance. I was like maybe 13 or 14, and like, you know, the ideas of like girls and like dressing nicer to impress people, or like, like having style was like just starting to emerge. And I remember there was this last big snowstorm, and me and my best friend, we went to the park, and there were icicles that were like hanging from like the bathroom stall and like the bathrooms, and we took these icicles off, and we had a ninja fight where we would stab each other with them,
That's great.
right? But I knew, I was like, I don't, I don't think we're gonna be doing this a lot more.
Damn. Look at you,
Yeah.
fucking introspective as hell, man. Damn, you're like a.
The glasses.
I mean, dude, yeah, you seem like a super kind of deep guy. I don't know you that well, but it would appear that maybe like you had a lot of like, I don't know. Did you have sisters or?
Yes, yeah. Have you seen my comedy? Yeah, like being raised by women and being thoughtful and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I did because I was looking at some of your jokes, and the male period joke kills me every
Thank
time.
you. Thank
I
you,
love the
guys.
male period joke because it's just so. I would have never thought. I mean, I didn't have any sisters, so obviously I would have never thought something like that. But someone who had sisters and maybe more female influences in their life, that's more of a reality, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That's great. That's great. And the other one I like is the friends bathroom joke in New York,
Oh
where you're having to like
yeah.
do all these different little kind of
I was
change
wondering,
positions.
can you relate to that? Like growing up in North Carolina,
Yeah, a little
like
bit. Yeah.
you just go to someone's house and like, oh, it's your house. That's the unfortunate truth. And you like, I'm saying it's like, oh, someone else's house, my friend's house, and it's like your bathroom's so fucked up that you have to do all these things just to use it.
It's like, yeah, flush 3 times, and have bounce on one foot and hold your breath, and don't do a number two.
And we all learn all these. We're like all amateur plumbers because of it. Like we learn how to
Yeah.
like take the tank off and like flick the thing to make sure it
Jiggle.
drains and fill it with water if it needs to, and you know how to work a plunger if you have to.
I think the best part of it all is that in, instead of investing a little bit of time to figure out what the problem is, we invest all this time into figuring out these hacks to make sure you
Mm-hmm.
water flushes.
Mm-hmm. Bathroom hacks with Sammy Anzer.
Yeah.
There's your next podcast. There you go.
Right.
Bathroom hacks.
So another technology question for you: do you think comedians have it easier because of social media now, or it's harder because everyone expects kind of free content 24/7? And it's
Yeah, that's a hard one. I think about that more because back in the days, there were more gatekeepers. Like, you would just work, and then eventually someone, if they liked you or did not, would decide whether you were good enough for the next thing, whether it's a
yeah,
host or a feature or a headlining or whatever it is. But like, you got to live a whole life, and I started comedy before the full advent of social media.
right.
So it's like I got to see it. Like, you would just work your way up and that's it. And
Mm-hmm.
now everyone claims, well, there's no more gatekeepers. Like if I pop off and I get 1 million followers, in theory, it's like, oh, like, any comedy club will work with me, any theater would be lucky to have me, any
Mm-hmm.
Comedy Central or things like that would want to work with me. But now it's like some fucking Black Mirror episode of like, oh, you love being in front of the audience? Be in front of the audience all the time. Be
Yeah.
funny all the time. Do it right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, be fun. And it's like, like, you could be losing your mind filming and editing content all the time. And I see people do that. And
Yeah.
it just sucks. It just sucks to see. Everything's content now.
How
No
do you
one's.
find a balance for that, like in your life specifically, to kind of make sure you're not going off the deep end?
I wish I could tell you I was doing a great job with it. I
Mm-hmm.
probably go on the side of not putting out enough stuff in order for my
Mm-hmm.
mental sanity. But the one
Mm-hmm.
thing I do is I try to do one quick video a day of a concept, and I do it like an open mic concept. So it's like, like let's say I have like a 30-second kind of joke or idea that I'm thinking around. I'll probably film it, edit it quick, and put it out and see how it does. And then I also am like thinking of sketches I want to film on the side. And then maybe there's like stand-up clips I have that like need to be edited and posted to promote shows and stuff like that. But I feel like it's like, for me, it's all about like setting one achievable goal, or I could feel like, hey, like I'm not being a dinosaur about it, because this is the age we live in with comedy. We don't get
Right.
to have the luxury of being like, oh, I'm not participating in this stuff. Well, like, you guys, I'm like, hey, I'll try one big joke idea. I know which sketches I want to film. I know which sketches I want to do. And then I'll go back to living my life and like literally selling flowers and I walk doing whatever it is I want to do.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, like you said, you kind of have to be able to strike that balance for just your own mental sanity, and even if it means maybe you don't have as many followers or whatever, hopefully your content gets to the right person eventually, and you can kind of get where you would like to be. And I also saw where you did some writing for Kevin Hart too. Is that true?
Yeah. Pretty early on, I was able to be part of this project that got purchased by his network. It was really cool. It was this roast show. Kind of think like Roast Battle before Roast Battle existed. It was called You Look Like, and every roast had to start with like You Look Like. So it would say something like, "You look like if Jafar from Aladdin was a fuckboy," or like like something like that. So we all competed and we all wrote for each other and like different things, and we were like, and then it got filmed, and it was really cool. It was really cool and really fun experience.
Because that's what I always think about. I'm like, sure, I like stand-up comedy, but I want to maybe get into writing sometime. I feel like writing is a cool venue or a cool avenue to take. Is that something that's still kind of open in the future for you, like outside of stand-up, or?
Yeah. I think that when I first started comedy, I wanted to be a TV writer, but
Okay.
it's like hard to be a TV writer without being like classically trained, or I don't know if classically is the right word, but like without being trained. So what I read in a book was like, oh, the best way to find out if you're funny, that's cheap and free, without getting like script feedback or consultations, is stand-up comedy. Like you could defend your jokes and your sense of humor and see if you know how to actually write and present it. And then that's why I started comedy, because I wanted to be a comedy TV writer, but then I just fell in love with stand-up comedy. And like, now I still write, of course, but I'm writing in my voice most of the time. And I'm not like writing like Fallon submission packets or things like that. Like some of my friends are, but like my own voice interests me more than theirs at this point. So if anyone's
Yeah.
going to hire me to write something, it's going to be something that's like based on my body of work.
Nice. Yeah. That's cool. Well, we kind of we don't want to take too much of your time. We know you're busy. I wanted to get into the speed round here. If that's cool, with some
Hell yeah.
with some 90s nostalgia speed round. So we'll start off with it's either one thing or another, and you can give us like, you just pick which one of the two which you'd prefer, and a quick why you would do it.
Cool.
So
It's like one of those blotch tests, and so whatever your answer is, we're gonna judge you hardcore on it.
All right. AOL or MySpace?
Does AOL include AIM?
Yeah.
AIM because AOL, because I still have my original email address, which is sexyloverboy34.
Me too.
I love
and
that.
I still use it for all my professional bookings, and I just love messaging people.
That's hilarious.
Think about how many creepy chat rooms, like when AIM first came out, where you probably had like 55-year-old men trying to talk with like whoever. Like, oh my God.
There's been a TikTok trend of women, and they're showing their 12 and 13-year-old pictures of themselves. These are like 45, 50-year-old women, and they're showing old pictures of themselves. And they were like, just letting you know, this is who you were talking to when you asked for ASL.
Oh, God.
That's rough.
That is rough. All right, next one here, VHS or DVD?
DVD because there's less skipping potential, and I love the DVD start menu, and it had the extras in there. Nah, DVD was superior every way.
Okay.
Did you ever have the DVD like where you like fell asleep to the DVD and then all of a sudden the DVD like restarts at like 2 o'clock in the morning and like blasts sound at you?
You're just watching Click at full volume.
That's hilarious. All right, this could be controversial. Blockbuster or Hollywood Video?
I'm gonna say Hollywood Video only because I root for the underdog, and Blockbuster seems to have like the strangle on the market. So Hollywood Video, I always wanted them to do better, but they never did.
They never did. I was always like, why is Hollywood Video a thing?
Yeah.
And then you had the small little mom and pop video shops with the little porn section in the back. I don't know if you remember those.
Those are my favorite.
With the little saloon doors.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was one in my neighborhood, and I always used to ask my mom why guys were going down there and what was down there.
Because prostitution's not legal, son. All right, Nintendo 64 or PlayStation?
PlayStation, baby, come on.
Do you have a favorite game?
So many good ones. I think at that time I was probably playing a lot of Tekken.
Okay, nice.
Wow, what about you guys?
I'm a 64 guy. James Bond was my jam.
Yo, the James Bond music went so hard. When we flip this up, can we put the James Bond music in the background?
Yeah,
absolutely, for sure. I love all the James Bond, like I'm a fan of the old James Bond movies, you know, and like all the cool like music theme songs, like, you know, because back in the day, like they used to write great music for shows and stuff. So, but I was not that sophisticated when it came to. I think Nintendo was the last one that I used, unfortunately. So, yeah, maybe a little Super Mario Kart. But would dial-up sound or iPhone ringtone?
Then the dial-up sound would sting and pierce your eardrums.
Yeah.
But it's kind of nostalgic. Like if I heard it at this point, it would be inviting. I would be like, oh, I remember you. but
what's the iPhone ringtone?
Like, it sucks. It's like, I hear it all the time. Everywhere you're like in a movie theater and you just hear it and you're like,
just your normal standard.
It's like the default ringtone is what it is.
That everyone has, yeah.
Or it's like if you're like 7, you can tell like sometimes how old someone is by their iPhone ringtone. And it's like they just have the default one. You're like, oh, you're 70 years old for sure.
I feel like the dial-up sound was like comparable to like dolphins trying to communicate in the ocean.
Yeah, that's how they actually recorded it. That was the original.
Okay, roller rink or arcade? Which type of dude were you?
Nah, arcade.
Yeah.
I did both. Both. Arcade was so cool, and I talk about this all the time. Where it's like, I think that's why people are mean on the internet, because like. In my, you know that video store I told you about, the mom and pop one with the porno section over there?
Yeah.
Right? There was like a Mortal Kombat machine, and there would be like a line, and there would be like, I would like be trying to impress like the big kids, and you would like wait with your fingers in your hand, and you would watch who did what, and you would see what their moves were, and you would try to plan, and like if you did well, and like an older kid would like give you like a fist bump or something, it was like a big deal. And like now we don't like play games in community anymore. You're just like, you know, you're playing like Call of Duty and some like 12-year-old in Indiana is like calling you slurs and stuff like that.
Racial slurs.
Yeah, it's just not the same. So I miss the arcade.
I know it was a great. You're right though. We just were together more, around more people. Now we're just like little isolated people floating around in our own little echo chambers of chaos. It seems like.
I mean, that was like entertainment where you would have like 2 people playing each other, and then you would have like 7 or 8 people just around them, like watching them. And yeah, you were waiting for the game or whatever, but you were watching it, and it was entertaining. And that was, you were trying to find, like you said, you were trying to find what are the combinations of the buttons for everything to do. That was when there were only like 2 to 4 buttons.
Right.
You had to get creative.
You had to know how to work them.
The Contra, remember Contra, up, down, BA, start, or something like that? There was some sort of code that went along with that. All right, just 2 more questions for you here before we call it to let you get back to what you're doing. MapQuest or paper maps?
Honestly, like, neither. I don't know how to use a map at all.
Yeah.
Like, this is like pre-Google. Like, if there was no Google Maps, I probably wouldn't have made it to this meeting. Like,
I say the same thing.
My direction sense is so bad, and I'm like, that's the one technological advantage where I'm like, thank you.
That's the only thing that I really like about iPhones is directions. Like, I can get to places. Like anything, everything else could kind of just like disappear as long as I can just get somewhere. Like, I'm good to go.
And the difference between
phones, right?
Yeah,
the dumb phones.
The dumb phones, where it has the phone numbers and map capabilities, right? And like, that's it.
Yeah. I was thinking that the difference between MapQuest and an actual map was MapQuest gave you certain turns, like you had a paper thing and you printed it out and it told you exact turns or whatever. And then a paper map obviously had, all the roads on it. And so it's like if you used MapQuest and you hit traffic, you were done because that was the only way you knew, as opposed to the paper map where you could go around, but you'd have to look at it, plan your route yourself, and figure it out.
Yeah.
The thing that I miss about it is that, so like we weren't driving in New York, so during the time of MapQuest it didn't matter. But like every New Yorker had their own sense of pride about how to get to a place. Like if you're like, oh, I want to get to 14th and 8th from here, like every New Yorker would have their own, like, oh, see, you got to take the ACE, get off early, one stop, go around. But now everyone has like the Google Maps, so you end up taking like the same routes.
There was like a thing in New York where people would try to like beat the cabs, or they would like try to be the cab driver, and they'd be like, "You need to turn on this street."
See, that's my thing. I was like, when people ask, they're like, "How do I know when like I could be considered a New Yorker?" And I'm like, when you can beat Google Maps route, then you're New Yorker.
Then you've won the game. You've won the prize. Yeah. All right. Last one here. Saturday morning cartoons or Netflix?
Saturday morning cartoons. Down, baby. Come on.
That wasn't even an issue.
I still watch Saturday morning cartoons. You want to know that? Just keep this between you, me, and all your viewers. Yeah, like
all of our 100 viewers.
In order to keep my like just to feel like, like, I don't know, to keep in touch with like a young me. Every Saturday morning, my girlfriend knows this too. I fucking get a bowl of cereal, and I probably put on an anime I'm watching. But still, maybe it's a little bit more mature, but it's still a cartoon. And that's how I start every one of my Saturday mornings.
What's the cereal? I hope it's like Fruit Loops or something like that.
I wish, bro. You know my thing? It's grape nuts. It's punishment.
Oh, yeah. As we get older, we have to start eating stuff that tastes like shit.
I know. And I'm always like hyping myself up. Like, it's like I notice I have the same thing when I'm like going to get a drink at the bar. Like, I'm like, I'm going to have a fucking whiskey. And then it gets time to order, and I'm like, I'll have one seltzer, no alcohol, please. But for me, like, I'm like, I'm gonna get cinnamon toast crunch, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of irresponsible. I'm gonna get these grape nuts here.
The grape nuts would be the cereal that your grandparents would have, that they would make it seem like it was fun.
Yeah,
it's grape nuts. It's so fun. This is all we have for breakfast.
There's no grape and there's no nuts in it.
Yeah, my dad still eats that garbage shit shredded wheat that tastes like fucking cardboard with maybe like a little bit of sugar sprinkled on it. Oh man, but we had some good.
One day.
We will. But where can everyone find you, Sammy? We've had a great time chatting with you. Tell people where they can find you, upcoming projects, everything.
Guys, I had a blast. Thank you for having me. took me down reminiscing down memory lane. It started off with drug dealers on payphones in my neighborhood and ended up with cereal. So great journey.
We come full circle.
Great journey. Find me on all socials. That means YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Bad Boy Anzer. Anzer's my last name. Bad Boy's my lifestyle. You guys know that already. Bang bang. And then also keep an eye out for me in Denver. I'm coming back for Comedy Works, and then I'll be at Takaw, which is a small theater in Basalt, that Friday, 8/14. And
I'll be back in town for that. So where's Basalt? Is that?
It's about 2 hours from here. Two and a half hours from here.
Yeah, super nice if you want to make a trip out of it. I'll also be doing some secret shows in Colorado that I can't promote because of contract. So keep an eye out for that because I can't compete with these venues. And I probably shouldn't say that, but whatever.
Mum's the word.
Always keep an eye out for my Comedians Talk Art project, which is where I take comedians to fine art museums to joke and learn about art, to make art more accessible, show that everyone can talk about art, and I have some big guests on my next episodes coming out that have been on Netflix. So you're gonna want to see that.
Dude, that's so fun. That's so exciting. Yeah, and again, we've had a blast. Like, you've been super chill to talk to. You know, we're excited about where your career is at now and the possibility. Kind of looking at you as a little North Star for us struggling comedians as we start to come up. So we appreciate
absolutely. And bro, there's more struggle ahead.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Just
No,
know,
I get it.
the struggle never ends.
If you're not struggling, you're not working, right?
Well, one of my favorite albums by Talib Kweli, I think it's called like A Beautiful Struggle or something
Love
like
it.
that.
Love it.
And it's like our society has to get away from struggle being bad, you know, like struggle can be beautiful. So I think we just keep that in mind. And Coley, do you want to plug us for where you can find us on our socials?
Yeah, speaking of struggling, you can find us on Offline Daze. That's DAZE, like Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
And we are on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and you can stream us on Apple Music and Spotify. And like we said, we're doing a contest. We're trying to get 1,000. We're trying to get 1,000 followers and like 10,000 likes. And as soon as we get that, we're throwing a contest where you can win $50 gift card to pay back your Blockbuster late fees. So.
Amazing.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Sammy, and we'll keep tabs on things. Good luck on the showcase on the 12th here, and again, it's been a pleasure, buddy.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me.
Life was an adventure, don't you know?